If you're new to freelancing, you may have heard the term retainer thrown around and wondered, what exactly does that mean? That's what I'm here to break down in this video, along with some tips for offering retainers and why they are essential for creating stable income in your service-based business. If you're just getting started on your freelancing journey, make sure that you grab my freelance startup checklist down in the description. This has all the steps you need to start freelancing so you can spend less time Googling and more time building your business. Let's start by defining what a retainer is. Simply put, a retainer agreement is a contract between a freelancer and a client where the client pays a set amount for a specific service. The service is delivered over a defined period, such as over a month or a quarter or even a year. Basically, it's like having a subscription to your services. I'll give you an example from my business. I offer social media management services, and I have different packages for retainers created that are based on the intensity of work that I'm going to be putting into it, like the amount of posts I'm going to be creating, the amount of engagement I'm going to be doing, and my clients pay a preset amount for that service for their package every single month on repeat. So why would you consider using retainer agreements? Firstly, they offer stability. With a retainer agreement in place, you have a predictable income stream. This puts an end to the feast or famine cycle that I know so many freelancers get locked into when they solely focus on projects. Offering retainers doesn't mean you can never offer projects, but building your business on retainers is much more stable. For example, I've had the same clients for a really long time. Some of my clients have been with me for several years, and because I've been able to just focus on helping them grow their business, it's been incredibly rewarding, and it's allowed me to focus on leveling up my skills and just getting better at what I do because I have a stable environment and I don't have to constantly go out and try to find clients. Another huge benefit of retainers is that they allow you to streamline your workflow. Since clients have already committed to a certain amount of work up front, I am able to streamline, systemize, and just be smarter with how I'm allocating my time. You may even be able to work in batches, which is what I do. So I allocate a handful of days each month to creating content for my clients. And the rest of the time, I have to put in minimal effort communicating with my clients and managing their communities. This is how I've been able to grow my business without burning out. Now let's talk about how to create retainer agreements that work in your favor. Firstly, I recommend pre-creating retainer packages. The benefit of this is that when you get on a call with your ideal client and present your services, it positions you as the expert in solving their problem. It's very different from getting on a call with a client and asking what they want done and what their budget is. Anyone can do that. So having pre-created retainer services is going to set you apart. Now, this does come with the caveat that you need to know what your ideal client needs in order to create a service for them. So if you're just starting out and you feel like you don't have enough information to pre-create your services, make getting to know your ideal clients your number one goal. My second tip is to define clear terms. This is how you're going to avoid scope creep and all of the issues that you may have heard about associated with retainers, like clients contacting you after hours and just pushing the limits. So make sure that the agreement, aka the contract, specifies the scope of work, the duration of the work, and you may also want to think about things like your communication policy so you aren't getting Slack messages or text messages at 10 p.m. So you really want to think this through, and I definitely recommend using a lawyer-approved contract. I actually use a template that was created by a lawyer that I'm going to link in the description below. My final tip is to communicate regularly. So really bake communication with your clients into your workflow. For example, you might offer a monthly call, which is what I do. I offer a monthly reporting call where we go over an analytics report that I've prepared. They can really see the work that I'm doing and the results that I'm getting. It's also just a great time to check in and hear about anything that's going on in their business that might affect what I'm doing with their content. Having that open line of communication and these touch points with your clients really goes a long way in building trust. So those are the basics of retainer agreements for freelancers. Whether you are a social media manager or a copywriter, a graphic designer, a consultant, or really any type of freelancer, consider incorporating retainer agreements into your business so that you can have that stable income and not be so maxed out all the time trying to find clients and delivering on really time and energy resource-intensive projects. If you have any questions about retainers, I'd be happy to answer them. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because it was such a game changer in my business. So drop your questions down below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up so other freelancers can discover this content, and subscribe for more tips to help you work smarter, not harder in your freelance business.